Hello and welcome to Let's Play Blue Stinger. I'm Inch2, and today with me is
Joe.
And Bungalo.
And today we're going to make our way to Rat's place. Finally, we're going to get some booze. But first, Elliot's going to get a phone call.
Elliot, can you hear me?
Yes. Look, I'm sorry I got distracted. We're finally out of the freezer and about to enter Rat's place. Everything okay up there?
Everything's fine.
Can you hold on a sec?
Go ahead.
Janine.
I don't think she likes you.
That snotty little brat. I'll bet her mother is exactly like her.
You're in a bad mood.
She didn't say anything.
Also, this water body, don't go in it. Killer fish.
And we're in the danger zone.
So there was killer fish before.
I suppose. And here we had to crawl through the handicap stall to get into the normal restroom because the door over to the side is locked.
No, didn't even give a courtesy knock.
Yeah.
Well, you know. We find the railgun, which is basically Dog's shotgun in terms of power output. I don't tend to use it much because even though it is rivaling the shotgun in strength, it's not very powerful in its own regard, and I really prefer Sumo.
So how long will it be until you actually get something that can replace Sumo?
Why would you want to replace Sumo?
I intend on completing the game.
It's just a genuine, like, is there something in this game that's Sega Token? Is something in this game that's actually better than Sumo?
I don't think so. So we get the Sega token from this girl to shoot these signboards. I'm sure you're supposed to use some sort of dart or something, but Elliot brings his own gun to the arcade.
Merry Christmas.
Kaylee, I love you. Thank you.
Where are your parents?
I don't know.
Let me look around. Stay here with Gailey.
You're good looking. I'll give you a Christmas present. It's Christmas Eve.
Yes, little girl, it is Christmas Eve. Wonderful, thank you for telling us.
Why is she in here? Why does she want a Gailey?
Why is she not afraid of a man using a shotgun to win an arcade game?
Well, she did give us the token. I mean, as long as the job gets done.
I wouldn't have anticipated it, someone using an actual shotgun.
So, that little girl gave us the password and told us the date at the same time. Christmas Eve. Whoop. And the guy in the white shirt, he's a new type of enemy. He's the jumper. Has an official name, it's just what I call him. He drops a ton of money and just gets in the way a lot really fast, what with this jumping and all. So I run past a lot of buildings in this area because I can't get through them. They're all locked, and I don't get the key until sometime later in the game. And I decided to finish off the bird.
Bird was giving Sumo a little bit of trouble there, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was the first time the bird gave me any sort of trouble, and in that close-quartered room, it can be a bit of a troubling bird. A little bit on Gailey. This is a large stuffed toy based on the beloved children's TV show Grumpy Gailey and Weepy Gary.
Oh, I loved that show growing up. You kidding?
Yeah.
So this little pier area here, it looks like a really good area to have fought that dolphin concept art that I posted in the thread. It was a really dropped ball because this whole area, the way it's paced, it seems like it's expecting you to have fought a boss or something.
That room back there didn't really seem like the appropriate environment for a boss.
The whole pier?
Yeah, the pier. I figured you'd be fighting something like the dolphin in a bigger tank.
Possibly, but with the whole way it's set up, it seems like it could have worked. And here, I want to talk about functional fixedness. It's when you only use one thing for its appropriate use. Like, say, you wouldn't think to use a flathead screwdriver as a pry. I neglect turning to Dogs to use his arrow gun because Dogs is now a sumo tank forever in my life.
I was actually taking a look at that new area you were in and thinking about Dolphin. It seems more like it wouldn't be a boss fight, more so it would just be kind of like a threat that shows up every time you get in big areas like that. Also, I want to go ahead and take a moment to point out that the subtitles down there read ATM machine.
Yes.
That's automated teller machine.
Yes, this game is wonderful. And so what I'm using here are Elliot's ID card. His password was his Easter number, which is listed when we changed to Dogs.
Are you still alive?
Good timing, Janine. We just arrived at Rat's place. We'll call you back in 5.
Got it, tough guy.
Janine asks if we're alive, but there was not really much that could have killed us in between then and now, except for maybe a couple of enemies, like standard enemies, which makes me think that there was an enemy boss fight dropped off in that area.
Oh, yeah, okay, I can see how you make that connection.
First order of business is redecoration and getting closer to this shiny object. You would think with this kind of build-up, Rat's place would be a little bit nicer place to go, but turns out, nope, it's just standard old bar. Dog sure does go here a lot.
Couldn't just reach up and push it.
No, it has to be on crotch level.
That is not something I would have instinctively known to do.
It's a shiny thing, changes colors, and it opens the bottom door.
Moves.
Dogs, thank God you're here. Ready to pay off your debt? Dang, he's alive! I was hoping you'd be dead so that I'd be debt-free. That's too bad. Most of my clients are dead.
Dogs, get to the point.
Who's he?
A young rescuer who is as lost as us. I need your help.
If you're looking for a weapon, forget about it.
I need a lab ID.
Check the wine rack, the one with all the tabs. You just might find one.
Thanks.
It's gonna cost you. Remember, you can't die until you pay off your tab.
So this machine here, you can collect one of the items, the driver's license, from right in front of it without pushing it at all because of where it's located.
Flipping issues.
That can cause you to think that that is the only item there to be had. So you just go on and miss the other two.
She is pretty chatty today.
It's me.
We met with Rats. He's still alive.
Good. Now get back here at once.
Sure, Han.
Han?
Yeah. So, back to the bank. We'll be finding a couple of ATM cards along with some hints as to what their password codes might be. They'll just give us some extra money in our wallet for later in the game. Right now we can't actually go back to the Hello Market because of the drop-off we took. And I'm going to use a different videotape because I like this videotape the most.
I can't possibly imagine why.
The enemies are glowing red here, and the reason is enemies can glow red as a response to being weak to a certain weapon type. And these fish here, the kind that were in the water back in the freezer when it was melted, and the kind that are in the pond that we looked at the beginning of the video, are weak to sumo. When things are weak to a certain weapon type, then they take more damage from it. So it's in our best interest to sumo these fish to death.
Who knew fish were weak against slaps?
And, you know, it really sucks that dogs can't fight and swim at the same time.
Yeah, this seems pretty convenient. If only he had the ability to fight and swim at the same time.
I'm sure you could make it into some sort of swimming motion, just like the one arm goes forward.
Sumo in the opposite direction of the way you want to move.
Or if you could just lay down and do it. This fish here, it doesn't have this much health. It's just, when you have the fish stun locked like this, you could just slap it indefinitely. It probably died a minute ago. That when they do that little flapping animation on the ground, they're dead.
Okay.
I didn't know that at the time of recording, so I thought that fish was still a genuine threat.
So pretty much you dealt enough damage to the fish to kill it 3 times over then.
Well, we want to make sure.
Like that victory hand.
That's sort of their trademark thing.
Just raises the fist. And we're in a fishing shop, and what fishing shop isn't complete with shotgun shells?
It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
And here's a little bit more to that pier kind of boss fight thing. This zone is small by itself, and you can see back there where we were standing when we got the first Hassie. It just seems like something they could have done. And the story behind that guy there was that he had fish poison. What kind of fishing shop sells fish poison? That's not a very bright idea. And a hot dog, and he was a complete stiff. So I'm kind of thinking that the guy ended up like killing himself with the hot dog and the poison, but the problem is that I would not want to eat his hot dog later after he's probably poisoned himself.
It's so much like my childhood.
And that's about it for this episode, so thanks for watching.
Goodbye.